Evaluating a candidate's career progression is one of the most subjective and controversial tasks in talent acquisition. Everyone has an opinion, but few have data. Today, I'll show you how AnalyzeProgression brings scientific rigor to this process, so you can replace gut feelings with measurable insights. Let's start with why this is so difficult. In the talent organization industry, we rely on resumes and interviews to judge career growth. At quarantadue.ai, every MCP workflow starts from the real tool interface, not from a generic prompt. The goal is simple. Keep the expert in control while the system structures the evidence. Inputs, reasoning, and outputs stay connected in one reviewable flow. Now the results become easier to compare, easier to review, and easier to explain. But resumes are marketing documents, not data. Interviewers bring unconscious biases. Manual spreadsheet analyses are slow, inconsistent, and don't scale. Generic tools fail because they look at job titles or years of experience, missing the nuance of actual skill development and responsibility growth. The real challenge is that careers aren't linear. People switch industries, take gaps, or have non-traditional roles. Without a standard framework, comparing candidates is guesswork. Now, let's explore the technical method behind AnalyzeProgression. This isn't simple keyword matching. We use a proprietary algorithm grounded in industrial organizational psychology. First, we normalize job titles and skills to a universal taxonomy that works across sectors. Then, we track three core dimensions: skill complexity, responsibility scope, and impact magnitude over time. Key concepts include progression velocity, which measures the rate of change in role demands, skill density, which assesses the breadth and depth of competencies acquired, and stagnation indexes, which identify periods of no growth. A big misconception is that time and role equals progression. Not true. Someone could stay in a job for years without learning anything new. Our software detects that by analyzing the content of roles, not just the duration. Next, the software solution itself. AnalyzeProgression ingests data from resumes, LinkedIn profiles, or your ATS. It cleans and structures this data, establishing a baseline for each candidate's starting point. Then, it calculates metrics like skill acquisition rate per year and role escalation scores. Every analysis is logged in a detailed audit trail for transparency and compliance. You can also model scenarios. For instance, what if a candidate moved from engineering to product management? The software simulates the progression curve based on industry benchmarks. Let me walk you through a hypothetical example. Consider a candidate in sales, starting as a representative and moving to a director role over 8 years across 2 companies. AnalyzeProgression inputs their full career history, including deals closed and teams managed. It outputs a progression score of 78, with a skill growth rate of 22% annually and a short stagnation period in year 4. This gives you a clear, comparable metric without predicting future performance. For compliance and reporting, AnalyzeProgression generates comprehensive reports with visual charts and timelines. These reports are designed for different stakeholders, from hiring managers to legal teams, ensuring readability and alignment with regulations like EEOC guidelines. The audit trail provides documented rationale for every assessment, protecting against bias claims. In summary, AnalyzeProgression turns subjective career evaluation into an objective, quantifiable science. It saves time, reduces hiring risks, and helps you build a stronger, more diverse workforce.